Well, good morning, seminary students. I'm going to make sure that you've got an opportunity to learn more than we've got in the correlated lessons that seem to be hiding or leaving out intentionally a lot of good history that we've got within the church. So, especially you youngsters in the Cardiff and the Encinitas wards, the La Costa and the Leeuwenhoek, and soon the Del Mar wards, Carmel Valley. You'll be able to see these popping up as notifications on your Android phones at least. So I'm going to introduce you to the Mormon Truth Videos Gospel Topics Hub. It's a web page that I created, and within it there are a lot of chapters that contain information not only in writing but in video format, because on the Dodger Game channel and in the Mormon Truth Videos YouTube channels, we've got hundreds of videos that I've created in the last year and a quarter, sharing actually the true history of the church and Joseph Smith, as well as the evolving doctrines, the things that used to be taught long ago, and also when I was a youngster, that have certainly changed now that Jesus has changed his mind about so many things. And you know, that's pretty strange for an unchanging God that we find in the Book of Mormon. So let's take a look at some of the topics or some of the chapters. So they're right on the home page. As we go down, we've got some hyperlinks, but also here I'm pressing in the top left hand. Hello. Okay. So you can see right in here a lot of the chapters, but some of them have, are kind of organized underneath each other. The first one's called Restoring a Stairway to Heaven, but if we click underneath it, it's got kind of like sub-chapters there. God calls the magician's apprentice, and then the evolving theology of the eternal gods, which also has its own sub-chapters. By their works ye shall know them, examining LDS Scripture, which of course has its own sub-chapters, the Book of Mormon and the Book of Abraham. The Luciferian endowment comes next. Cult mind control in the kingdoms of Satan and Yahweh. Mormon truth video comments. Actually, so that really doesn't have anything on it yet. Haven't directed a ton of traffic to that at this point, but a lot of these videos are well viewed. As a matter of fact, if we take a look, I'm getting about 30,000 minutes viewed a week right now in the various videos on the Dodger Game channel alone. That's by far the largest channel, though. So let's take a look at least a couple of these. Let's hit Restoring a Stairway to Heaven. So much to learn here. Yeah, a little creative art there. That does come off like a Led Zepp album over the San Diego Temple. How appropriate. And so we've got some written material in here, and then we've got very appropriate videos for this particular chapter, as all the chapters have. Restoring a Stairway to Heaven. So here we go. Mormon authority claims for the restoration of the fullness of the gospel. Pretty sure that's what the rest of that video title is. And some pictures there that tell a lot about the mystical, magical, and free Masonic origins of some of the teachings that are had or were had in the church as the doctrines have evolved, as Joseph Smith went from what we've got in the Book of Mormon, which is a very, Christian sort of dogma that's being taught. It even basically teaches a Trinity and all sorts of things, burning in hell forever with the in fire and brimstone, which is completely changed in the Doctrine and Covenants with section 19 and section 76, for instance. So, Mormon authenticity and authority claims examined. Some really good reading there. I think it's pretty good reading anyway. It's not quite so dry as what you might find in your manuals there, in the in the seminary manuals. Now we got the restoration of the fullness of the gospel in latter days. Here we got a review, my review part 4 on the CES letter. This is regarding the subject of plural marriage among the Latter-day Saints, as it is called. So that's a particular segment, and there's another portion of that segment which examines mostly doctrines that are found in Section 132 of the Doctrine and Covenants. Anyway, making sense of Mormon theology, the plan of salvation. Just a sample of some of the things on one page that go over, why we are told that a gospel existed. Gospel actually means good news of military victory. I don't think they taught me that in priesthood manual. CES letter review part 7, priesthood restoration, backdated. Yeah. So much information that I didn't get in the correlated lesson materials I got at church, but that I did get when I studied primary source documents. And of course we do reference LDS.org quite a bit through here, and do some fact checking, and believe me, this will open your eyes.